So what I'm doing here, now you can start again to still practice this movement here of the breathing. But this kicks in a little bit what you'd said what I would do for Geta, but I want to do it more of a table lesson. So again, we'll just start off with just that you just do into this little bit of squeeze. Now with this, what I'm doing a bit more is now adding that direction and pushing through. So more of the work is being done with my right hand now of bringing her forward. So I'm in here.
He's already there as usual, so.
But now what I'm going to do is add a little bit of my own resistance. I'm going to come around here now once I get this nice tempo. And now I'm going with my little mayonnaise jar to strawberry hold, however you're doing it. But I'm actually going to give her a little compression. So when I'm pushing in, I'm pulling in at the same time. So I'm not doing same. See the difference? So I'm not rocking her, I'm lightly compressing. Now I want a really nice tempo with this because again, if someone has issues with breathing and stuff, that they allow.
And the intention behind this is
The intention behind this is again a breathing awareness, but I also want to bring out her coil. Her buoyancy, the coil, the breath, so she's actually feeling the breathing. Most people when they breathe, you can already see where she's doing, only think of breathing, let's say up and down in this position, right? What I'm looking for her to do is where she's feeling that expansion through all of it. Now, I'm not letting go of her, but I'm actually allowing this to happen. But I'm not, I'm not here going away.
But you go with her breath or you?
It can be both. It can be with her breath or it could actually be my own tempo.
And that depends.
It all depends who you're working on. The reason I don't want you get really set up with the breath, which can be a fine tempo, but again, if you were to do this with a child, they're going to have a different tempo, or if someone's older or whatever, where they're going to have. This is a really good one too for like emphysema and stuff, where you've got the barrel. Or the CP, the barrel chesting, especially if the two with the lungs, when they've lied too much on their back, and they get more of an oval chest, so the chest will flatten. Just like the head can flatten, so can the pelvis and the chest. Yeah. And it's not good when the chest really starts to flatten.
What's the difference between the chest flattening and the chest barreling? I mean, I know visually.
Well, the barreling, it's hard because what that does, this is where that proves that breathing is a non-muscular vest space function. It billows. It does in and out due to a vacuum. So when you get barrel chested, it destroys that ability for the diaphragm to create a vacuum. And so that's why with emphysema, it doesn't matter if they're on oxygen and all that, because they don't have that ability anymore, because the chest gets so barreled, it literally like stretches the diaphragm out, so the diaphragm can't work. So when you're awake, you might be able to do like kind of thing, but when you go to sleep, that's why it's a forced air system to go in to actually push the lungs open and retract them manually, a ventilator system.
So is barrel out?
Well, anything that the chest flares or starts going out, but it gets almost like the shape of a barrel, like the chest starts to round.
Okay.
So,
Like Solis, he kind of has a little bit of a barrel.
well, that and also with Solis, because the rib cage is a little bit larger on the one side than the other, so that as well. Any kind of awareness to breathing is just not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But with a lot of kiddos, when they're low tone or CP laying on their back too much, that's when you'll see the chest cavity almost go like almost like the egg ball. But this way, yeah. Or it can actually indent, and go into
a
it.
lot of men get that.
Mm-hmm.
Got to hold the chest.
Yeah.
What kind of a fly is that?
It's a
The one that
pesky
bugs
fly.
us.
It's a boogie fly.
So I'm just in here, and again, to allow, it's because of me. It's just, I'm giving lessons. It's
Happy
easy.
me. How do they know?
We need Donna so she can catch.
So now what I'm gonna do now is start adding in a bit more. Leaving the hand here along the chest cavity, I'm bringing in, so I'm gonna twist the neck and just a long right underneath. So this allows her spine, her back spine to come in, but not that the back is moving. I mean, not that the neck is moving. So it will help to elongate. So what I'm doing here is as I'm pushing in,
Okay.
so don't necessarily cut under the mastoid
Yeah.
process or the skull, but it's just that elongate. But again, see if I was here and elongated, feel the difference?
It really felt good. I took a breath in a different place.
Versus this. And now too, if she wants to breathe out, that would be fine to allow that breath to happen. When that breath happens, again, I'm not letting go of the belly, I'm releasing. And I let go of let the neck come down. So if I'm doing it this way, so I'm elongating the neck and pushing in and coming down. So now when you get these little places, this is where I want you to start playing. So right now I'm going along the top part of her side of her back, or the top part here. I know.
It's on my leg. Someone get it.
No, we have two then, because there's
Oh,
one
no.
on her face, that's why.
It's almost like
Now we
the
know.
Australian flies that fly in my nose.
No, because I
Get it.
I could with the ball.
You almost threw a ball in your face to get the fly.
Thank you, Felipe. It's hard to do throw those balls.
See
I like
how,
my
that's
nose.
it. See how nice it gets? And go back to be a little bit of this, all there.
It attacks me.
It's kind of the same direction.
Kind of the same, you're just adding in that little bit of resistance. And then now too, if we're working with the three-way, if you want Stuart, please go to the feet. No, I would use your hands. And just, so
Am I-
push in. And push out. That's funny how you do coffee and popcorn, because I really, I thought you were like, it was 2 coffee afternoon. I was like, so push in. And then push away. And now, with this though, you can actually do the opposite. So now, I know it's on my face and yours. What the heck? We're having a party.
Watching it.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep like
No.
you're just irritating.
So,
You follow the push or not push?
yes, but at the same time now, release.
Okay,
While I'm squeezing in, and now push. So this one you can play with where you're going with the feet. Now again, as I go underneath her neck, so push in. See how, even though I'm going back and you're pushing in, just like you were climbing the stairs,
I'm pushing in now.
You're
Okay.
moving away from the Caroline. Just let me do it.
I'm saying pushing into Stuart, not to you.
Yeah.
So let Stuart do
Okay.
that. I'm talking to
Alright.
Stuart, not you.
Okay. So I didn't do anything?
Yeah, just.
Okay.
so
Well, for that. I didn't catch the rest of it.
And now do the opposite, so relieve. And then push in.
You're having her release her foot or her abdomen.
I'm not having her do anything. It's actually now the person at the feet doing it.
Okay.
Sorry. It's under my hair sometimes.
Oh my gosh. I think you need a supply spot.
I don't suppose anyone's seen American Gods. Yeah, there's a very funny character who's dead, and she has flies going, following her around. It's a new Amazon Prime series. I forgot what I was doing.
It doesn't matter. Do you see now how nice that is? There we go. See how, look at how nice and soft her chest is going.
So it's my chest that's tightening my spine then?
No, I'm just trying to give you different ways of synchronizing breathing with the moving. So if you want to think about breath and spinal movement, that's great. But if you want to also think about if there's pressure against the foot that allows your lungs to have more power to breathe, or allows your spine to move through that, all that breathing, then, same thing, it's great.